Well, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to continue cleaning out the barn in preparation to be able to put all of our equipment and tools down here so we can empty out the garage and just have more usable space. I only have a couple of days left before the dumpster gets picked up, so I've got to make the most of the time we have and get rid of all the big stuff I otherwise could not. I think we've gotten down to where it's small enough to where I can just load it right into the bucket, take the bucket up front, just dump it into the dumpster. Probably be a lot easier than putting everything on the trailer and having to touch everything twice. We have to do the John Deere good bath after this one. Three and a half 5-gallon buckets full of them little wood chips. This is the kind of stuff I don't like. I think it's like a cat pelvis. Well, by the end of these clips, we're going to be back up to present day progress. And the reason for this is you're going to see just how dusty it really gets inside the barn when you're working with minimal effort. I'm doing my best to be gingerly and cautious when it comes to shoveling, while still getting a decent amount done, and I ended up quitting after about 15 minutes because the dust just became too much to bear. For anybody out there wondering, I am wearing a full-fledged N95 mask and it seemingly is doing nothing. In the next clips you'll see when I'm outside, done with the barn, my nose is totally peppered black. And I'm fairly certain whatever this dust is, I got pretty sick from breathing it in. By the end of this night, my nose, my ears, and my throat were all on fire. I do think the next time I go out there, I'm going to take a hose down to wet all the dirt down to keep the dust from flying, and I'll wear a full-fledged respirator. But honestly, I just feel like I got smacked a little bit too hard, and I'm not quite ready to take this back on yet. Well, fellas, that's a wrap. I was really concerned I was ordering too big of a dumpster, but wow, I filled it right up. I mean, there's a couple little spots around here. I could probably dig forever and just keep finding stuff, but the rest of the stuff in there seems to be wood. So I'm just gonna burn whatever I didn't get in here. I gotta figure out a new solution for dust control because it's horrible in there when I start shoveling. So maybe we'll take a hose down, keep all the dirt down. I don't know.
All right, I got a little fire lit here. I'm gonna go finish up raking, picking up and cutting out all the little tree stumps, not the big ones yet. We're getting there. That's what the fire's for. Rake, put it in the bucket, dump the bucket on the fire, gets rid of it.
I haven't explained in its entirety what I'm doing here, and to some of you maybe it's obvious, but to others maybe it's not. Before we moved into this house, it was vacant for at least 10 years, or that's what I was told anyway. And so when we first moved in here, this hill was covered with nothing but trees and brush and shrubs and just overgrowth. And 10 years of vacancy is a long time to let vegetation just kind of run wild and do whatever it wants to do. Last summer, my dad brought his skid steer in with his brush hog and took care of the vast majority of everything. But the one thing brush hogs don't do unless you do it repeatedly is take out all the stumps and the root systems. Ever since then, I've been spraying to kill weeds and specifically poison ivy because we've got it pretty bad on our property. But it's coming along now. So what I'm doing is going through and taking out all these annoying little tree stumps that would otherwise just trip you whenever you're trying to walk. Our vision for this part of our yard and this hill is to have it just be an accessible extension of our actual yard. We have a niece and a nephew. We're gonna have kids one day. I would just like to let them be able to play wherever they want without having to worry about tripping or getting poison ivy. And so we're really trying to groom it down to where it's a lot more people friendly.
That's big boy poison ivy right there. There's another one on that tree down over there. I think I'm gonna keep raking over here because I gotta wait for that fire to die down before I can put more stuff on it. I don't want to get the John Deere too close, so I think I'm gonna go over here and start raking everything towards me. It's a little harder to get the John Deere over there. It's a lot easier to get it right here. Just scoop right into the bucket and take it down. you, it probably feels like it hasn't been any time, but to me, finally back outside. It's been about 4 days now. I don't know, I'm semi-convinced it was something I breathed in the barn. You can still hear my voice is a little nasty, but I've been laid up on the couch for about 4 days now. Horrible cold, but one thing I know I lack when it comes to doing these videos are befores and afters and kind of like progress for where we're at right now. I'm just going to show you guys a little glance of what's going on. So here's the area we are cleaning up. It really looks a lot better all the way through here. I got to rake up a few more leaves. But one thing that we're dealing with now, it's fall. So a lot of the leaves that I cleaned up in blue are having to be re-cleaned up because it's just the time of the year. As we walk down here, it's all clean. I gotta rake up these. I want to get these logs out of here. These are just a few little things I'm gonna have get done here pretty soon. All those branches are gonna come out. I'm probably gonna, I think those are dead trees in there. Take them little ones out. Coming along nice. And then I'll show you where we are in the barn. I'm a little nervous to go back in here. Like I said, I feel like I got something. I breathed in there or something, I'm not sure. This is where we're at right now in here. Oh yeah, something's up there right now. I mean, it looks nice down here, but just covered in leaves. These apple trees right here are about bare. Which is interesting because it's like 87 degrees out today. I don't know, I've always wondered, if anybody knows this, let me know. I've always wondered if you took a tree, how do they know when to drop leaves? If you took a tree from the north and transplanted it to the south, where the winter seasons are totally different, would it know not to drop its leaves? Because it's getting a little cooler at night. If anybody out there knows, let me know, because I'm curious. So today I'm not really in the mood to overdo it, but I think what I am going to do, wash the car and wash the John Deere. While I'm at it, I decided to do the zero turn as well. I haven't seen that shade of orange on this thing in a long time. Also, I might be done mowing for the year. It's not raining around here. It's forecasted to rain maybe a day or two, but the grass hasn't grown in like a month and a half. I feel like we're like living in California. The grass is like brown. It's kind of crazy. It's a momentous occasion here at our house. Okay. We planted all these vegetables, how long ago? 2 months? 3 months? I mean, it was a while ago when they started inside. But we're about to pick our first produce. But if I'm being honest, we already picked one cucumber and we ate it and it was really good. But we're about to pick a few more. What am I picking?
You got big cucumber down there.
Is it like
careful, there's a bee in there.
I know.
Okay. It's gonna prick you too a little bit.
That's a big boy.
I know.
Oh, it's prickly, dude.
I know. Look at all.
Are we getting this one out of here too?
Yeah, I think there's one in the back.
There's one here and one in the back.
Yeah.
It's not that prickly.
Oh.
Look at that thing. It looks like a veggie tail.
Yeah. The other cucumbers have pickles.
Our first 3 kids together.